How to Ruin Your Project Part 2. I'd like to talk about production and post-production as well. The most important thing for production is having an excellent call sheet. Then we will go over to sound, and the third one would be post-production editing. So let's start with the call sheets. A lot of us, we have a call sheet that is not called a call sheet, but I would call it wishful thinking. We hope it's not realistic at all. A call sheet is a sheet that shows you the entire planning of the shooting day. It says the call is actually used as to describe at what time you have to be on sets, and you also have when you leave, you could leave the sets. Everyone has different timings. For example, makeup arrives early, then you have the actors going through makeup first, then to the set, blah blah blah. Everything is on that call sheet. The weather as well, the parking location, everything should be on the call sheets, especially the weather. A wishful thinking call sheets. And then every day, the sets, the crew, we run behind or we run late, which is not good, because once you see on the call sheet that we should have already shot the 5th shot, but we're still in the 3rd one, it's not encouraging anymore. And you want that encouraging, positive energy flowing. So have a realistic call sheet. That way everyone gets excited when something is done and they still feel the energy to proceed. Let's be honest, young amateur filmmakers have way too ambitious call sheets. Too many shots, too many scenes, and the estimation is totally wrong. If you can't find an experienced assistant director because, for example, you have to work with the people in your class or you have to work with people that are not professionals, that's totally okay. Make the call sheet and then just ask for feedback. Is this a realistic call sheet? And I'm sure a lot of people in the creative world, they like to help each other. So make sure you have the realistic call sheets. It's for your own good. It's for the crew to not be discouraged, because there's nothing worse than shooting more than 7 shots and then hearing, oh, we still have 8 to do, or we still have 12 to do. The energy on set, you need that. You need it for it to be a good energy. And it has an impact on the film. On a lot of call sheets, I've seen that they only put the time for the setup. Oh, we're gonna need 40 minutes setup. But that's for the setup. That's when your light, your cameraman is already there and you started setting it up. But if you have to go from one location to another location, or even if it's one room to another room, it's gonna take time to empty that room, put everything. So all of these things, you have to visualize it and count the minutes and time for it, and also the amount of hands. If you made a call sheet and you think you have 2 shooting days, believe me, you have 4 or 3. So it's best to have nice days, productive days, not exhausting days, productive days, good balances, good food for the crew. Now that we talk about catering, you want to do the most difficult shots, the ones that demand a lot of energy, a lot of equipment. Do them before the lunch, because after lunch people really get tired. Everyone's energy dips a little bit after lunch, so do the ambitious shots before. If you're planning to do 3 shooting days, plan 4. Always add an extra day, because you never know what might happen. So plan 3 instead of 2. Always add a day extra. If some shots are not shots, people can still leave on the end time of the call sheets. That way they're not going to be discouraged and never want to work with you again. If you planned your entire film for 2 days, please add a day and remove the amounts of shots of the other days and put them on the 3rd day. Don't squeeze things. Also, production tips: during the break, you want to recharge everything that needs to be recharged on the set day. The most important thing to do is briefing everyone And debrief. I like to have a debrief as well, just to see how everyone feels. If they have anything to say, they can tell you. But briefing is very important. Once you have the entire crew, everyone, you go throughout the entire day. You tell them at this time we'll be there. This is what's gonna happen. We're gonna do this shoot with this scene, that shot. That way, everyone has a good expectation of what is going to happen on that day. And you can say to yourself, but I've sent the call sheet, so they should just read it. No. Make sure that on that day, everyone stands in a circle, whatever, and you calmly explain how the day is gonna look like. Why is it important for everyone to have the right expectation of that day? Because let's say if someone thinks, oh, it's gonna be a very chill day, we have just a few shots and ça va, we can just chill. This person is gonna start talking about adventures of his life, or is gonna start complaining. To who? To other crew members that need to do work or be focused. If everyone has the right expectation, everyone knows in what kind of state they have to be. And also, if you're well advanced on the day planning, don't say it out loud. Believe me, the 20 minutes or 40 minutes that you advance now, you will definitely need them later. So don't give the crew the impression they're gonna finish earlier. It actually nearly never happened. And if we do feel like, okay, ça va, we still have a little bit of time, you can add it in the lunchtime. People always like to go to the toilet after. If you have a big location, make sure you have two assistant directors. You're gonna break your assistant director if there's only one. So you wanna have two for big locations. Really, really necessary. Point 2, and I think this one I will keep emphasizing my entire life as a film director, because sound is what makes your film. Film is an audiovisual medium. It belongs to the audiovisual arts. And guess what word that starts with? Audio. Sound is not really thought about during scripts phase. It comes in very late in post-production, which I think is horrible. When you think about your film, you should already be thinking sound, especially for the transitions. It can be so smooth with sound, but whatever. Don't have sound as an afterthought, especially when you think about it in the scripts already. Magic can happen when you go location scouting. Bringing your sound engineer, or just bringing yourself with that ear into that location, you can start hearing sounds of that location and be inspired to rewrite or to think already of what to use, what sounds to use in your post-production. And now we're making a film. Apart from thinking sound in your film and the creative sounds, you should think sounds in real sounds. Let's say you're going to a park Tuesday at 10 o'clock. Kids are still in school. If you're gonna film that on a Thursday or a Friday, it's not gonna sound the same. But apart from that, every place has a sound agenda. So think about that too. If I'm gonna shoot here, what sounds can this place make? Is there a factory nearby? Is there a highway? Is there a fountain? Is there an airport not far from here? Is there a train station that's gonna think about what sounds does this place make? We had a shooting day in a calm neighborhood, and then the day we wanted to shoot, everyone was like mowing their grass and taking care of their gardens. You can't tell them not to. If I'm shooting on this day at that time, what sounds can be made and how to prepare for them. Have these things in mind. From film director's heart to another film director's heart. This one, if you can find a sound person that can go from the script phase sound to location sound to editing to final mixing, one person that does all that sound, then that's worth gold. Because if you have to switch it up, the person that recorded on set and then someone else that edits, and someone else that does the final mixing, you're gonna waste a lot of time transferring everything. How is it divided, blah blah blah. You're wasting time, you're wasting money. So if it's one person, that's amazing. The sound guy should be prioritized on a film set. It doesn't happen like that, unfortunately. But if the sound guy flags something, just retake the shots. If you have a lot of takes, okay, I get it. But if you have 2 or 3 and the sound guy flags something, retake the shots. There's nothing more irritating than fixing sound in the edits. On a film set, make sure the sound department knows what type of angle, wide, close, medium, they should know. That way they can prepare very well on how to record in the best manner. Don't be last minute like, okay, we're gonna do a wide now. They have to be comfortable in the position they will hold the mic. So if they know in advance, they can also calculate, I can take better sound of that in the close, for example. So they can calculate it. Make sure your sound guy on set knows the order of the shot lists. I sent my script to the sound guy and I literally tell him, feel free to add things. In another color, of course, but feel free to add things. Directors being able to think sound is a very big thing. I'm definitely making like a few episodes on that with sound engineers as well, but that's for the future. The third tip is the edits tip. We had a little bit time after the shooting to edit, and then we had jury. And I feel you need enough time to edit. Not too much, but enough. I would finish my edits when it's time to send it in to the jury. Not good at all. So once you sit with the jury looking at your film, you're like, oh my god, what was I thinking? So just make sure that your deadline is 10 days before that deadline. That way you can still, actually the distance of editing, it's like really a professional thing. It's always been part of editing. It's always been part of it. You need to have the distance. Just make sure 10 days before the actual deadline is your deadline for the edits. You can come back to it after 5 days, and believe me, you're gonna add something, you're gonna remove something, you're gonna balance something off. So if they've seen the film that I made after the jury, it's a whole other thing. So yeah, if you're in production right now, or in pre-production, or in post-production, across these 2 videos, if there is one thing that rang a bell or something that felt really recognizable, take 1 or 2 things and work on them for the next time. And I would say do that with the call sheets. Okay, toodaloo, and cut.